Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We are in day what? Day 6 of day 7 of the Whole Life Coach certification. So somebody was asking me about pain. All right? So when you do deep tissue, all right, the swelling and the pain that a person experiences after the deep tissue is the emotion that they have hidden and embedded in the tissue that they could not and they did not have the process or the tools to actually process it properly. So if you can't process something or deal with it, what do? You put it away for now. Well, what happens? What do we call a tumor? A tumor is something that we've been putting away something, the same conflict, contamination, corruption, emotion on a continual basis until layer on layer on layer on layer, we choked off that tissue until it mutates. Like sometimes, don't you feel like you're mutating when you lose control? Well, what happens when your tissues lose control because you've been sending the wrong signals there? And for every part of your body, it is a specific to certain emotion. Now, if you have different emotions, okay, and they're negative, and you have like 3 or 4 on a continual basis, all right, the trauma is going to be more, it's going to be more painful, and it's going to wipe your immune system out faster. Remember, when you go into protection, you shut your immune system instantly. So every time that you go into fight, flight, fright, you contract your muscles, right? But what happens is you go in contraction in the core of your body and you push all that blood out to your arms and legs. That's why you feel exhausted after only 5 minutes of yelling and screaming at yourself or someone else. And it takes you hours or even a day or so to recover from it. So, if we do deep tissue on somebody and there's bruising, I already told you, they're spoiled rotten. They're spoiled rotten with their thoughts. That means the tissue is spoiled rotten as well. And like I just said, when somebody has to have an amputation, that's because there's no circulation. And that's what's happening to certain parts of your body. Well, I have a knot in my neck. I have carpal tunnel syndrome. I have to go for surgery in my hip. But you know why I know something? There's not, okay, out of 100 surgeries, there might be 1 surgery that needs to actually happen. If you think that you're going to get out of that hospital without a surgery and a drug, you got another thing coming. They don't do deep tissue. They don't do advanced fasting. They don't do the perfect day. They don't teach you how to learn how to love and respect yourself. They don't teach you about self-love, do they? They scare the living crap out of you. And they make you make a choice, a very bad choice, because the only time that you make bad choices is when you're scared. How often do doctors and nurses scare people? And they don't even know that they've been programmed or trained to scare them. Yes, but if you're going to speak, speak loud.
I was just going to say...
Speak louder.
I was just going to say when I was trying to make my decision whether to go Western medicine or more homeopathic.
Right.
What they would say is, it's like, oh, are you sure? That thing's eventually going to blow. And when it blows, it's going to smell terrible. Nobody's going to want to be around you. Like, are you sure? Because...
Oh, you mean the tumor in your neck?
The tumor in my neck.
So in the tumor in the neck, they were telling you better get looked after. How long ago was that?
Oh, that was ever since the beginning.
The beginning, which is what? How many years?
2.5 years ago.
2.5 years. And how long did they say you would live?
6 to 12.
Okay, so what are you doing here? So they said you'd be gone in 6 to 12 what?
Right.
Months?
Months, yes.
Okay, so yeah, so you're a year and a half past your due date.
But and then another one they tell me is like, hey, you know, that thing could go ahead and pinch off that carotid artery like that, and then you'll just drop just like that.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you something. They're right. That tumor in the side of your neck will pinch off that carotid artery if you decide to be the majority of the population. Are you the majority of the population?
No.
Are you the minority?
Yes.
That's absolutely right. So as soon as you change the rules, then you can walk away from the fools. Change the rules, leave the fools behind. Because let me tell you something. The majority of the population is on alcohol or drugs. And that would be 85%. Did you know that 85% of the population, oh my God, isn't that something? 85% of the population has autoimmune disease. Oh my God, isn't that something? Autoimmune disease is what?
Self-hate.
Self-hate. It means you're attacking yourself. And we've been taught to attack ourselves because there's just a very small group of people that control the whole planet. Right. So understand something. So when you work on someone for the first time and you do deep tissue, look at, there's no therapy like this. And that's the bottom line. There's no therapy. You know, how do we get away with offering a money-back guarantee to anybody, even if they fly from anywhere around the world? Why do we do that? We do that not to be bold, but to let them know that, guess what? They can come back. You don't have to give up a piece of yourself to get your life back. Hey, you know what? I heard I got to give up a piece of myself to have myself back. I mean, whoever told you that? It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. You know what? Even if they say that there's, you know, nothing left in your knee, nothing left in your ankle, nothing left in your hip, nothing left between your vertebrae. You know what? That's because there's nothing left up there for them. They're limited from their beliefs. We're created by God Almighty, and we better start acting like it because we are falling down and our families are falling down all around us. Am I right or wrong? Mm-hmm. Nairi, you're a medical doctor. Am I right or wrong?
Correct. You're right.
Right. Medical doctors are not the problem. It's their training. They all go in with beautiful hearts. They all have families and babies they kiss at night. But the thing is that unless we want to face the truth, you know what? How hard has it been for everybody here to face the truth in the whole life coach certification here? Honestly, how hard was it for you to face the truth?
At the very beginning, it was just like...
At the very beginning, what? I need you to speak louder.
At the very beginning, it was like, oh, you're terrified of your dad. And I didn't want to like say that out loud.
That you were terrified of your father?
Yeah, because he's...
Yeah, but you know what? But the real truth was, guess what? The dad was a symptom. He was terrified of his dad, but that was a symptom. Where's your lion heart? Where's your roar? You know what? The real matter is, he was the excuse. Why would you stop loving yourself? Why would you stop honoring and respecting yourself? You know, you said you could come down here and pull this off. That's what you said. Right? When we finally take responsibility for ourselves on an emotional, spiritual, and physical level, we will have whole body healing. Now understand something, okay? The majority of the population is never going to have that. Not at the way the game is played right now. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So just know this. No more crying, moaning when you see your family sick. They know what you're doing. They know that you guys, you know what? Most of you in here are not practitioners. And you will be practitioners in 21 days. And you will be as good a practitioner as those out there that have practiced for years. Nairi, you're a medical doctor, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot. But do you think that these people will be prepared to go out there and actually help people more than the majority of practitioners out there that have been trained?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. There you go. And you know what? She's not being paid, not being forced. If she said no, I'd go back to the drawing board. So the bottom line here is this is the deal. And this is what you are going to tell people when you go. If I could teach you a way to manage your signals and your chemistry, because what is the human body? It is only signals and it is only chemistry. What you focus on, what your perception is of the world, is the signals that you will allow in. And it'll be the signals that you give out. Now, if I could give you the tools to manage your chemistry, because guess what we are? We're only signals and we're only chemistry. We are nothing else. Because it's the signals that rule the chemistry, and it's the chemistry that rules the whole body. Tell me I'm wrong. Any doctor will tell you that chemistry rules the body. Meanwhile, they don't believe in energy. And that's all we are. We are an energy field. We are nothing but an energy field. And when that energy field no longer decides to come into this body, that body will fall and it will dissolve back into the earth. And that's only because I went to play a new game. Now, why do we leave the game? Well, we either finished the game and we got as far as we wanted to, or we lost the game and it's time to start over. And you can make it as difficult as you want, or you can just understand. We are infinite, okay? So, I'm telling you right now, who in here believes that I will be unable in 7 days to not make you believe that your life is valuable? Anybody? You can do the same thing. Confidence. And not allowing anybody with any PhD, anybody in the government, anybody in any system to try to sneak in. Don't let anybody sneak in. You know, somebody walks in and they've got all this schooling, like 12 years. Why don't you go and take a look at their family? I bet you'll call it a damnly. Guaranteed. Okay? Understand something. Education means nothing. Knowledge, wisdom, totally honoring, loving, respecting yourself is the way that we're going to save this planet. It's the only way. So every human being wants their life enhanced. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, we know that, right? But guess what? When you live in a world that will not give you the proper tools, okay, to enhance your life, you're going to go out to the streets and you're going to find out how to do it. And that'll be through alcohol or drugs. And those are mood enhancers. But you're going to pay for it. The only true mood enhancer, okay, is honoring the authentic self. But you're going to have to go on a discovery. But you're going to be scared to the point that you're going to crap your pants because you were told that there's a bad little girl or a bad little boy that lives in there. And guess what? You're all too stupid to look after yourself. And if I can ram that down your throat long enough, you will give me a part of your body every few years. And understand something. The whole medical system, not the whole, but the whole foundation of the teaching of the medical system is built on evil. Evil. You will never see me at a hospital unless I'm going to go there to try to break somebody out. Our whole medical system was based on the Second World War, Nazi Germany. And you better get it. Now, my daughter wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for emergency care. But understand, when you invite emergency care into your daily life, you will become a 911 emergency. You will be traumatic. You will be dramatic. You will have anxiety. You will spread that through your whole family. You will become the family curse. Oh my God, you have already. Whether someone is going to church or they're going to the top of the mountain to meditate or they're going to a bar, they want life enhancement. And we, as a people, need to be able to offer these tools and a choice. People really don't have choice. In the average family, you don't have choice. In the average family, to have a liquor cabinet, to have a cabinet full of drugs, okay, and to be emotionally breaking down, and every family puts on a front. And every person puts on a front until they can go in through the back and inside themselves and unleash the true self. We are in for such a mess. And I will not survive the mess. I will thrive the mess. But it's coming. 5 to 10 years from now, we're going to be right in the eye of the storm. And if you can stay in the eye of the storm, that's the most quietest place. But if you're part of the tornado, it's going to tear you apart. So, without being shown a proper way, we lose our way. How many people in your family have lost their way? I bet you don't even know one person that has the authentic way. One person that when they have chaos, somebody just got in an accident, somebody just died, you heard somebody's house just burnt down. Oh, so you're being threatened by something, and you just stay connected to your Lionheart breathing, and you just go, 3, 2, 1, I got this. I got this. And you know what? People out there watching on Facebook right now are going, what a bunch of crap. Well, then fine. Then stay in your crap. Stay in your crap. And the only reason why you'll stay in your crap is because you're non-deserving. Because you don't deserve anymore. If you've been taught by your mommy and your daddy and society or everybody else that you don't deserve anymore, then you're not going to give yourself anymore. But if you could just start doing the 12 loving steps and put your heart into it for 9 months, the same length of time to birth a baby, you'll see the head of your new authentic self start to pop out. That means putting all the sticky notes. That's doing the mind mapping. That's doing the love connection. That's doing it all. That's doing the 3, 2, 1, I got this, the mirror work. You know what? It doesn't hardly take any time in the day, and it's going to give you more time in the day because you don't have any time in the day because you have no energy for yourself anymore because you don't like yourself. Less love yourself. When you love yourself, you have all the time in the world. And the other thing is when any time that you're in a rush, what's the rush? What's the rush? You know, we leave late. Why don't we just leave early? Why don't we stay connected to our breath? Why are we always in a rush? Everything's got to be in a rush. So guess what? Take a look at your life and say, what can I throw out? What am I doing that I'm not really liking, but I just opt into it? Because what? Because you want to be approved by your family. Oh, another family meeting, another family gathering. Oh, I got a friend who just broke down. Oh, how about this one? What's going on? Oh, I got to go. My girlfriend, she's in trauma again. Really? Stay the hell where you are. Give her a phone call and say, get your life together. But you know what? If I tell you if I listen to your problems, then what are you going to do? You got to listen to mine. And that's the relationship that you all have with somebody right now. Who do you like to cry on? Huh?
Joy.
That's right. Well, she hasn't got much joy now. Because you keep crying on her about the same thing. But guess what? Was that wrong? No. You didn't have the tools. So thank God for joy. So you weren't wrong. And that's the problem. People don't have the tools. And thank God they have a girl named Joy. A girlfriend named Joy. Or a friend named Bill. Because the tools aren't out there. And we're all looking for enhancement. So even if we're caught in that Groundhog Day, same thing all the time, you know, you're going to be stuck there until somebody says, hey, this is how you get unstuck. So, understand something. You ready for this? Your mommy, your daddy, the church, the systems, society itself has used your intelligence against you. And you know what? I'm not condemning them. But you know what? If all of these systems and all of these organizations were so good, then why are we suffering so bad? And if the answer was in a church, why are we all suffering so bad? And why do we feel like sinners? And why are we walking around with guilt? I don't know. I think you're allowed to imagine whatever you want. So get your imagination out and imagine that the God that created you totally loves you and has never ever judged you. Because come on, that which created the whole universe is going to stop and judge you for something on this planet when you come down and you get contaminated the minute you're in your mother's womb because your father's an alcoholic, your mother has anxiety. Oh, okay, so that makes you a sinner? Oh, no, wait, there's a new rule. We're all fallen angels and we were sent to hell, sent to earth because that's our prison term. You know, make up whatever you want. All I know is I'm the greatest thing that was ever created. And you know what? Until you believe that, until you know that you have never been judged by that created the whole universe, then you'll never be set free. And that's it. So whatever, you need to roll around in your poo like everybody else. Nobody's going to even know they got it on them. You know? Every family thinks they know what love is. Every family thinks they know what abundance is. But poverty consciousness has been driven into all of us. And self-hate has been driven into all of us. And you can say, I'm the drama queen. Well, somebody better be a drama queen. So, why don't we get ready and let's do a little bit of traveling in our mind. And find yourself a comfortable spot. And it's going to be 2 parts. Okay? So we're going to do 1 part. So I don't want you to get up from your place. And I want you just to relax. And then the second part will come up. And then we'll come back here. And we'll talk about how you felt. And what you're feeling. And what you felt inside. Okay? And remember something. When you're doing this and when you're listening to this. What do we always do, and especially women? If we hear something beautiful, we think about someone else we can share it with. Well, when are you going to start giving it to yourself? So understand, like I told you yesterday, when we go through these 2 meditation type prayers, everything you hear, I want you to recycle it and direct it into you. Because until you find the real, authentic you, you will never be the hero that you wanted to be to save your family, because you never can save your family. You can only be the light and show them out of the darkness, and that is it. All right? So if you have to go to the bathroom or get a drink, but don't drink too much. All right, and thanks for joining us.